Good morning, everyone. We will start with a salute to the flag. And Commissioner Andriola, if you could lead us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And my apologies, we're calling this Board of Fire Commissioners meeting to order. It is 9:22, and we will now start with the roll call.
Alexis Hill, Chair.
Here.
Vice Chair Cheney Herman. Michael Clark is absent. Mary Luz Garcia is absent. Clara Andriola.
Present.
Deputy Chief Dale Way.
Present.
Deputy District Attorney Mary Canderas. Here. And I'm Kathy Smith, Chief Deputy Clerk. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And Commissioner Garcia said she was calling in, so I don't know if we've got someone handling that, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. We now will move to item 3, public comment, and if we could be led into item 3.
Item 3 is public.
Is it lit up?
No.
Oh, there you go. Now it's working.
Okay. Item 3 is public comment. Comment heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the Board of Fire Commissioners' agenda. The district will also hear public comment during individual action items with comment limited 3 minutes per person. Comments are to be made to the Board of Fire Commissioners as a whole.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Madam Clerk.
And no one has signed in.
Okay, we will now move to item 4, Acting Chief.
Item number 4, Commissioners and Fire Chiefs announcements. I do have a few, and I'll try to keep it short as we
Wonderful.
do intend on the closed session. We've had a few small brush fires over the past couple of weeks and a couple of structure fires. Our people have done excellent work in responding to these. This week is the 50th anniversary of EMS Week. Half a century ago, a presidential proclamation called on the nation to support efforts to improve emergency medical care across the country. I would like to thank our Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue paramedics and advanced EMTs, as well as our regional partners for their service to the community. And finally, curbside chipping is taking place now through next week. The application period closed at the beginning of this month, and we plan to potentially offer this service again later this year.
Wonderful. That's great work by you and your team. I will go to the rest of the Fire Board. Vice Chair Herman, do you have anything? Okay. Commissioner Andriola? Okay, thank you. We'll now move on to item 5.
Item number 5 is International Association of Firefighters Local 2487 report.
Welcome. Good morning.
2487. I do not have anything for you guys today, but in 2 weeks, we might have something. So
Oh, okay.
that's all I got for you guys.
Thank
You
you.
guys have a good morning.
Thanks for coming to the meeting. We appreciate it. All right, we'll now move into item 6.
Item 6 is a recommendation to approve a State of Nevada Department of Administration Purchasing Division contract for fire fuels and vegetation management services statewide, and authorize the fire chief to sign this contract and any future awards under this contract for possible action.
Thank you very much. Do you have a staff report for us on this item?
There is a staff report on this.
Okay.
Chief Eisenhagen?
Good morning. For the record, August Eisenhagen, Division Chief, Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue. This item has been in the works for about a year, thanks to Talisha, our grants personnel, and one of our crew bosses, Adam Creighton. The intent of this contract is to get us into the state system so we can bid on their fire and fuels projects. That would pertain to Nevada Division of Forestry, Department of Transportation, Department of Wildlife, those types of things.
Great work by the team. Any board questions or comments on this item? Madam Clerk, is there any public comment?
There is none.
Okay, well, with that, I am looking for a motion to approve.
Madam Chair, I'll move to approve.
Thank you, Commissioner Andriola. Thank you, Vice Chair Herman. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. And I think that passes.
Is Commissioner Garcia in the meeting?
She hopped off because, yeah, no one had pulled her on, but we've got a quorum anyway.
Okay.
Okay, that motion passes. Thank you very much. Good work to you and the team. Okay, we are now moving into our public hearing part of the meeting, item number 7.
Item number 7 is a public hearing, discussion, and possible action to approve a corrected Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District Resolution TM 23-2023 to augment the district's fiscal year 2023-24 general fund budget in the amount of $2,410,000 and direct the district to make appropriate budget adjustments for possible action.
Great.
Good
Welcome.
morning, Commissioners. This item is actually to make a correction because we did not hold this originally as a public hearing or publicize it. Since it was the general fund, we required that. So we're bringing it back. You did approve the same transfers in December, but we need to hold it as a public hearing and publicize it.
Okay.
I apologize.
Well, no, thank you for catching that. We appreciate it. Any board questions before I move into the public comment part of this? Not seeing any. Madam Clerk?
No one is signed in.
Okay, with that, I am looking for a motion from the board. Thank you. Vice Chair Herman, looking for a second. Second. Thank you, Commissioner Andriola. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. And there it is. That passes unanimously. And we'll now move into our second public hearing, item number 8.
Item number 8 is a public hearing, discussion, and possible action on the Truckee Meadows Fire Protection District tentative budget to the adoption of the final budget for fiscal year 24-25 for possible action.
Thank you very much. And do we have a staff report?
We do.
Great.
And I forgot to say Cindy Vance for the record, Chief Fiscal Officer for the other one item also. So this is the actual hearing for the adoption of the budget. So I will highlight the changes from the tentative since we did have a nice presentation at the last meeting, but I'll go into any other detail for commissioners or for any of the public present, if you'd like.
Thank you.
So for property taxes, there were no changes from the tentative. That is still budgeted at $27,400,000. And no changes to consolidated taxes at $11,680,000. And those are based on the state projections. Property taxes and consolidated taxes, 75.7% of the budget. Total general fund revenues did decrease from the tentative budget by $652,000, and that is mostly because we did a large meeting with all of staff and division chiefs and staff to review the final one, and we had that new cost center for assistance for emergency response, and they felt that it was too largely budgeted, so we reduced the revenues and the expenditures related to that. So then there was some offset of other revenues for charges for services, which is up about $150,000, and that is for payroll items that we made adjustment for the fuels programs that are fully recoverable. When we made that adjustments for payroll, that actually our charges for services estimate went up. Okay. So total revenues for the general fund are at $51,608,000. And this is an increase of $4,094,000 over prior year projected. And again, most of that is for the emergency response center that we moved from it's from the emergency fund into the general fund, so to address cash flow issues. Expenditure highlights, there's a decrease of our expenditures, about $680,000. So the final budget includes $26,656,000 in salaries and wages, $18,283,000 in employee benefits, and $8,372,000 in services and supplies. Again, this is there is actually a decrease, but we did increase for salary projections, but we did decrease because of the fund. We took that down, I think, just like 800,000. So there's an offset at the increase in salaries by the decrease in that cost center. Okay. The general fund, beginning fund balance is just over 10 million with 51,608,000 in revenues, 53,312 in expenditures, other financing sources, which are transfers to other funds, plus our contingency of 3,240,000 for ending fund balance of 5,202,000, which is 9.48, which is actually a slight increase, just mostly because of the math, because when you, one of the sides, since our expenditures decrease, it makes it the ending fund balance is slightly increased from, 9.76 is the new one, 9.48 was the tentative. Capital projects funds, we did do some slight adjustments for our estimates for the current year to address facility needs, and then we allocated more of the available funds to facility projects during 24-25. So that projects a smaller ending fund balance, but we will be using that for our facilities to keep those moving forward, shovel-ready. No changes in the emergency fund. The Emergency Medical Services Enterprise Fund, again, some slight increases for salaries and benefits as expected. And we did increase and other funds increase the transfer into the sick and annual comp benefits fund because that is expected to increase, and increase the expenditure estimate by about 30,000 on that. Okay. We made no changes to the stabilization fund, debt service fund, or the workers' compensation fund. So of the total budget, there are, our total general fund and other governmental fund expenditures is 61,718,286. And the proprietary funds have 5,737,165 of expenses budgeted. Okay. And I can go into any more of that in detail if you'd like, or.
I'm looking to the rest of the board to see if folks have questions. Okay, and Madam Clerk, public comment?
Thomas Daly.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thomas Daly for the record, Estates at Mount Rose. On the subject of capital projects, we were told since December that the work to redevelop Station 37 Hidden Valley was shovel-ready, only being held up by lack of funding. At your last meeting, the fiscal officer reported a multi-million-dollar ending fund balance, a surplus, if you will, which could kickstart this project, not the entire $5 million budget, but just the site work. It's called a construction loan in the private sector, and it's done every day. You start the project, you get your permanent funding, you pay back the construction loan, and the project moves forward. As it affects permanent financing, we were also told since January that an application to the State Infrastructure Bank for a low-interest loan or grant or combination thereof for Washoe Valley, Hidden Valley, and Apple would be submitted soon. 5 months later, it still has not been submitted. The State Infrastructure Bank meets at 11 o'clock today. Your application is not before them. They have $75 million to give away. They've already given away a good portion of that, and they have about 6 applications on their agenda today. So it could be by the time you get to that meeting, whenever that is, this summer, they're going to say you have a wonderful project, but we ran out of money. Procrastination is not a virtue. As Commissioner Herman said 3 years ago, the longer you wait, the more it costs. It's time for you to put an agenda item on your June meeting to start the Hidden Valley project from whatever fund sources you have, and to accelerate the application to the State Infrastructure Bank. Thank you.
Thank you.
No one else is signed in.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any other commissioner comments or questions on this? Any other staff additions? No? Okay.
Nope.
All right, with that, I am looking for a motion to approve the budget, the tentative budget, excuse me. Okay, Commissioner Andreola?
I'll move to approve the budget as presented.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Thank you, Vice Chair Herman. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. And that motion passes unanimously. This is the end of our public hearings. We will move into our closed session after the conclusion of items 10 and 11 upstairs, so we can take public comment on that. So we'll then now move into item 10.
Item 10 is Commissioners and Fire Chiefs announcements, requests for information, topics for future agendas, and statements relating to items not on the agenda.
Thank you very much. Any questions or additions from staff?
No additions from me.
Okay, and
I
then
have a
Commissioner, yes.
Thank you. I am wondering if there is opportunity to discuss what the long-term plans are for Hidden Valley and Washoe Valley, and if we can get that information, it would be helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other commissioner comments or questions? I'm not seeing any, so now we'll move into item 11.
Item 11 is public comment. Comment heard under this item will be limited to 3 minutes per person and may pertain to matters both on and off the Board of Fire Commissioners agenda. The district will also hear public comment during individual action items with comment limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments are to be made to the Board of Fire Commissioners as a whole.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk?
And no one is signed in.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for a great fire board meeting. We are adjourned.